Greetings, Earthlings and beyond. This is Shaughnessly here with another episode of Total War Shogun 2. We are now on episode... what episode are we on, guys? You guys should know, right? We are on episode 5. Cool. I didn't even know that. Alright. Yeah, episode 5. Here on the Fall of the Samurai campaign as we follow the Republic of Satsuma to create an independent nation free from the Empire and the Shogun. In fact, not even just creating a domain for themselves, but going the extra mile and liberating the rest of the domain or the entire island and providing a modern republic in the entire island of Japan. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm doing this an hour earlier because I've noticed that I'm a little bit more energetic before I eat lunch. So we're going to just give that a shot. Plus maybe we have more watchers or more people watching, you know, around noon here Central Time. So we're just kind of giving this a spin, seeing how it goes. So I want to go over some key objectives here. Today we are going to focus on moving these armies and fleets over to the invasion of Owari and determining and then making a strike on either Ise or Mikawa. That's our first objective. Second objective is to move this fleet from Sado over to Buzen and capture this province to completely shut the Otowarans out of this side of the ocean, and then from there use it as a way to start raiding over. In fact, you know what? I didn't even realize this. This is an extra benefit that I didn't even intend for. If I'm not mistaken, Miyagi is actually one of the wealthiest provinces that's still out there. So, yeah, in fact, it is the. So if we capture Buzen, that actually gives us a direct link to Miyagi. And then if we do that, then we've got access to the ocean on both sides. This is the strategist in me coming out, finally. You know, sometimes I get so microscopic, which is weird because I'm sort of a big picture guy. But, you know, sometimes I just get so focused on the task at hand. But this is actually a great opportunity. I'm actually really excited about this now because I just realized not only will this cut off the Otowarans from this coast, it'll give us opportunities to raid 2 different enemies at the same time, the Obama clan as well as the Matsume, and we'll capture, hopefully, the wealthiest province in enemy territory, the Miyagi province, which also then gives us a beachhead over here for more naval defense and raids. So that's our second objective, which is actually a lot more exciting than the first one. Our final objective is here at the home capital of Satsuma. We want to raise an army. We've got, in fact, the last Republican Guard infantry that we could recruit, as well as 2 of our best foreign veterans here to raise a good standing army so that we can ship these guys out wherever they may be needed. Their course is yet to be determined, but we want to at least raise a good, strong army. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and just keep this this party bus moving, right, guys? So we've got both our fleets here. This one's with a smaller range, so let's move him up. I'm not too concerned about engaging enemy fleets. I've got defenses, I've got ways to fight them off, so that's really not the important thing here. Let's see. Will they be in range? They will. Fantastic. So we'll move them here to give them still, again, that buddy system, but also to raid the trade route here. This will help take valuable trade away from actually all 3 shogunal clans, the Otowarans, the Sunpu, and the Yodo. So as we get closer, these places will become more revealed. I may even be able to risk sending out a ninja, because I do have 2 that I could send out. And let's see, I wonder how many turns that would take to get them over there, because at a certain point this may just not even be worth it. So we could probably get out. That's going to take about 3 turns. So we'll actually just hold down the fort for now. Other objectives, of course, we want to defend our borderlands. So Key, that's a place we want to hold down. Setsu, this army is looking unsure of what it wants to do. We're going to pull these guys out of Tamba because it's uncertain as to whether the Matsume are looking to conquer Tamba. And regardless, they've now raised enough forces that this just wouldn't be sufficient enough to capture the region. We've got the Tokushima Imperial Vanguard main forces here outside the town. It actually looks like, unless I'm mistaken, they've like disbanded a couple of units. I'm not sure. And honestly, if I was them, I would not be trying to pull this stunt. Like, it's just not smart. Especially because Tajima, I mean, if I was them, this is not a sufficient force to capture Tajima, and it's just not a smart move. But hey, that's their call, right? So we've moved those fleets over there. The Sato, let's see, we have put the castle back in order, so we're getting that public order again. Resistance is going down for the invasion, but modernization is expected to go up significantly, in fact, as well as the it always seems, which is sort of weird to me, but I get it. It would be kind of hard to do this otherwise. For Total War fans or people that are interested in playing the game, you have non-clan allegiance. In other forms of the game, religion is a big part, and here it's not so much. There's not religion in this aspect of Shogun. The traditional or the original one has it has 3 different religions, and you'll have to forgive me because I've forgotten one of them, but it's like a Japanese folk religion, and then there's Buddhism and Christianity. And so if you conquer a territory with a different religion, or by consequence, if you're a different religion, that can create some hostility amongst the people that you have come in. So that's why monks and things like that and building religious buildings are important. But what I find interesting is that the resistance factor actually goes up as it gets closer to the 50-50 mark. It's almost like, the way I like to imagine it is, eventually these guys, maybe they feel safe enough that they're like, yeah, whatever, things aren't going to change, and then once it gets to 50-50, then the pro-Shogun guys are like, hey, wait a minute, our way of life is changing, you can't do that, and so it kind of boils over. But I'd almost imagine that, you know, since the majority overwhelmingly is Shogun, there'd be like massive resistance at first, but it doesn't really work that way in the game. I just like to rationalize it because I like things to make sense. So we have, let's see, we have quite a bit of time before that modernization is going to kick in, and I'm looking at our forces to see if we can, you know, if we can, what's the word I'm looking for? Lend any soldiers, basically, because Sato is now captured. We don't really need that big of a force. I think what we can do is maybe just combine some of these troops. I don't normally like to do that, but it may not be such a bad idea. It takes a few turns to replenish them, but can we recruit them here? We can't. So that's the problem. I'd almost rather let them just finish up. But oh, weird! And I just realized it's got a wooden cannon here, and only one parrot gun. I definitely would like to give them some more cannons. So let's get this prepared. Oh, that's disappointing. It doesn't look like they'll be able to make it to the ship, but let's try. Yeah. The more cannons, the better. Really, it's almost that point. And I don't think we need this many samurai. So we may want to... I'll let them heal up because they're going to just have one more turn, and then we'll just kind of give them those 3 units and let them ship out. Over here, let's go back to our capital of Satsuma, of which our domain is named after. It may not be a bad idea to invest in some better defenses here. Heck, let's go ahead and put in a prefecture, because why not? And I forgot, I can actually recruit Gatling guns now. we'll go ahead and put in a couple of those because we don't have any. In fact, let's, you know what, YOLO. We'll go ahead and max that out, and maybe we'll just distribute them amongst the forces. I haven't used them, and I've been for a while wanting to like do like controlled like custom scenario battles, just because then you get to sort of test out different tactics outside of your campaign. And I've wanted to sort of see how Gatling guns are employed or best used in battle, but I just haven't really done that because, well, I just I get so committed to the campaign. They have a negative public order here, but we're getting that fixed. And these guys are yellow in public order. Is there anything that we have here that can help improve it? Not really, but we can put this factory in, which won't have a negative impact. What other areas are yellow? Buzen is good. Bungo, Hyuga, which we still have this navy harassing us. I forgot all about that, so we may address that issue. I'm kind of just hoping that they're going to come to the port and we can kind of suck them into a coastal battle where we have our cannons on the coast kind of helping us out. What other things can we actually put here that would be really helpful? Let's see, this place comes under attack a lot. Maybe something military related. It's also kind of a trade hub. It's not like the best around, but it's not the worst either. I'd say it's probably like smack dab in the middle somewhere. Let's see. Where is our good friend Hyuga? Right here. So they're kind of down there, but then again, we've also got more below. So they're kind of a good balanced place, I suppose. Kind of a versatile place. I'm not sure what's so strategically important about Hyuga that makes the AI want to capture it all the time, but they do. I feel like a training camp would be sort of a waste. I think I'd rather just invest economically. We have a good enough recruitment center there. That's fine. We can just keep it where it's at. And let's see what else we can invest in, you know? Because, like I say, you know what I'm all about. I'm all about investing that money. Public order here is definitely, it's like right on the tip. So we want to keep that. Owari is just hanging out there. They're on the tip, so, and that's the risk you run whenever you play more offensively, is you kind of, you know, you want to move all your soldiers up, and so what ends up happening is your garrisons that kind of keep public order end up getting put out in the front lines, and then you kind of risk that whole deal about you know, risking rioting. So it's all a balancing act, right? I'm trying to see where my ninjas are all at, so I can maybe put them to better use, because we do have a couple of guys that are starting to harass. This one may not be such a bad candidate to move somewhere else. He's not that far away. He's our closest one. I kind of like having him here on the border because he helps us to see what's going on. But at the same time, we do also have another Shinobi here, so I don't think we're going to lose eyesight on Tamba. We may lose some eyesight on Wakasa. And you know what's so funny, man, is I didn't even realize that we have two capital cities right here on our borders. I kind of just see this as like the last holdout of like a basically dead man walking clan, but we actually technically have two capital cities right here that we could push for. So I'm curious to see what these guys are going to do. But let's go ahead and let's get this ninja some more experience. See if we can't get him to do some assassinations. 79% chance. What about here? It's 95 on the geisha. Kind of a cheap shot, but let's see. Where's your XP at? You're right there. Who's going to cause a bigger threat? What are you all about, guy? Nothing specifically that protects him from assassinations. We're gonna go for it. He'll probably get more experience off of this assassination anyway. Let's see. Yes! I know the chances were in our favor, but it's still risky business. Just knowing that it's not a certainty is enough of a risk sometimes. I try to play cautiously. Let's see how that affected his boost. Gave him a little more XP. So maybe after assassinating that geisha, we'll kind of start moving over to Inaba and try to rescue it from all this junk that's going on over here. Alright, turn 1, down. Time to move on up. The Yodo are moving out. It looks like they may be onto our invasion and are trying to move some forces to meet us. Our new province of Ki is getting all sorts of bombarded. And gosh, every time I see Tamba, it's almost funny, but it's almost sad at the same time. It's tragically funny. How about that? It's tragically funny how badly the Shogun forces are just throwing all their agents at just dismantling the Tokushima Imperial Vanguard. Thankfully, I'm not seeing a lot of transports. It's all just basically big armies or fleets. What they're more than likely going to try to do then is raid some ports. That's what they like to do. It's like their favorite thing. Yeah, they're going to town. In fact, I think Mr. Donald Robbins here just got a promotion because now he's got the cool hat. Makes me kind of sad that that this guy is on the enemy side because, well, he'd make a great Satsuman. But also, he's an American, and as an American myself, I of course identify with that and would love to have an American advisor helping. And that's sort of an interesting thing. If you guys haven't picked up here, there are military advisors and even Western forces involved, and that actually was historically accurate. America, England, France, and I believe Denmark. There was one other European nation really kind of started getting involved in Japan, opened up trade. Again, quick little history lesson. Japan was very seclusionist. Didn't want a lot of outside influence. The emperor eventually allowed Western forces in through trading, you know, kind of letting them bring what they had to the table, giving, you know, helping them with their manufacturing, etc. Yes, it did favor the Western powers, but you know, they were kind of getting some cheap labor off the Japanese, basically, and sort of exploiting their natural resources. But there were benefits for Japan. The Shogun wasn't happy about it. So him and his forces, you know, started to try to drive out the Western powers. And Western navies, armies did get involved. They actually were active advisors. They would find clans that were loyal to their causes and kind of help them. And I would almost say proxy wars, like almost think like Vietnam or Korea or something like that, where like the United States and Russia trained forces loyal to them to help fight on either side. But in that sense, I don't think that Russia got directly involved. But in this case, you also have direct involvement as well. So it's kind of an interesting time. And the whole story with these military advisors, these were guys that were veterans. They're not so much anymore, but they still got their skills. And they're basically mercs for hire. So that's how that whole thing works in this game. I have no clue what these guys are planning on doing. They're just chilling. Kind of a waste if you ask me. But let's move these troops in. And let's make our way over to Buzen. Looks like from what I'm seeing here, I see a dotted line. We may be encountering some naval strikes or some coastal defenses. I wouldn't be too surprised.
Waiting for a new course.
A dry dock, in fact. That is the highest of all military ports. So let's see if we can't knock that out here. We'll use our second fleet to do the damage. See if we can't create a beachhead for our forces. Fantastic. Defenses are down. And you guys already know the drill. And again, I'm just saving compulsively because I do that. Interesting. It doesn't seem to... And winter is an interesting time to invade, I admit it. You're risking attrition, but the way I kind of like to think is they aren't expecting an invasion in the winter, so maybe this will catch them off guard.
Returning to shore. Ready, sir.
If it doesn't work out, well then we know we likely have a... Yeah, see this is the thing I'm not too crazy about, is how the agent never seems to have the ability to come out at the same time. So we're gonna just try to go fast. This area might be well defended. It may very well be. So we're gonna see what we are walking into. I don't normally like to go blind, but I'm taking a chance, trying to sort of blitz, catch them off guard. They could make it all the way up there if they wanted, so let's move them up slowly.
Waiting for a new course.
Oh, we got 2 dry docks here, so this... Ooh, man, this is going to be tricky. We're going to have to probably choose one. And who knows what kind of port we have waiting for us here at Owari, but if I had to guess, it'd be a military one.
Battle ready, sir.
Move you up.
To deck. Is there nothing else? It is an honor to serve you.
We'll scoot them up. We may back them back out, but I kind of want to see if I can get some intel on Mikawa.
All hands on deck.
Completely undefended.
Ready and waiting.
Yep, they've got... Where's your circle? So I'm going to put my finger here. You're not going to be able to see it, but I'm going to... Alright, there's no... Wait. Yeah. There's no safe place once you get in here. Which means, man, if I could capture this thing, that'd be pretty great. Because then this whole area would be extremely fortified, and a Navy engagement would not be the best method. But, as it stands...
That is impossible, my lord.
As it happens to be. And yeah, see, look at that. They're waiting for us. They know. But we might actually be able to use this. Because they're leaving Yamato undefended. So what we might be able to do... And of course we do have this Sunpu clan, which we don't engage often. They're all the way out over here. And they're sort of landlocked. They're not expanding because they'd be invading their friends. But we have some troops to spare. We might be able to invade. And with those right there, that allows us to move out 11 units. 1, 2, of course we want to take our cannons. 3, 4. Probably at least one unit of sharpshooters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's our invasion force. We can get there in 2 turns too. And let's say they turn around. Well, then we're just making the capture of Ise that much easier. Oh, right, because, well, as long as, we'll recruit one more guy or something.
Attention, you slovenly samurai.
Your orders, my lord.
Ready for orders.
I have a pretty large fleet here that we can use for our benefit. Maybe this can be our first line of defense. Maybe we can kind of use them to keep fleets out. So let's take this guy out. Oh wow, they're gonna do it. I'll auto resolve that.
Battle ready, sir.
That's a pretty large army or fleet there too. That's
Orders, sir.
6. You know what? This might be a crazy battle. But like I said, if we can use this fleet to sort of protect our ocean, because now we basically, this entire, this whole coastline is ours. I mean, except for this one area in Kawachi. Like, this is, you know, this is our territory now. And so anything past this line in the ocean, that's ours, the way I see it. So, we can use this fleet to help keep out enemy fleets and help protect our trade. We've needed something like this for a while, so let's move in and let's take out this Otowaran Navy.
All hands on deck.
They have 3 Ironclads, 2 KOs, and a Kaiten. And we've got a little more KUs, so we've got some more firepower than them, but this is still... I'm surprised the balance of power has me this high. I'm surprised that it's actually showing me this far over, because I feel like this is going to be a slightly closer battle. Let's show these Otowarans how the Satsuma clan wages warfare on the ocean. Look at that, man. Every single ship is ironclad or armored. That's pretty cool to see. This is probably our most state-of-the-art navy. So impressive. I'm so proud of them. You guys have worked so hard, you know that? We're gonna take a picture. Use the Steam screen cap feature.
The men are ready to attack, sir.
Bing! There we go. That's crazy. They're so far away you can't even see them. There they are, and they are ready. They have a really good system, in fact. So, being the defenders in a navy battle tends to have some benefits, because as we move into range, they've already got their guns pointing at us, so we're going to probably take the first hit. The good thing is that while these guys have range on their side, they only have 1 cannon that points forward. Yes, it can do damage. It's not anything to dismiss, but once our KOs, once they turn around and they start facing the enemy, my hope is that we're really going to show them who's got more guns. So let's speed this up a little bit. Look at that. Armed with rifles, manning the cannons. Everyone's got a job to do. And Satsuma expects that each man will do his part. Alright, they're getting into formation. Where's my Ironclad? Still got a ways to go. Alright. And what? So we've got this guy, he's lost one gun on his right side. Same with him. So we'll want to present our left sides. I'm wondering. So usually, what I usually do. These guys are taking a long time, man. But I normally bring them close to range, then flip out the sides and start a broadside battle. Occasionally, I consider doing something like this. But the problem is that whenever I snake in from the side and kind of try to do this whole thing where I kind of get them all in a line and sort of then drive by this way, I feel like that worked pretty well in Empire. But here, then they just end up facing their entire line out, and that first ship just gets decimated. So I don't want to put any ships in unnecessary risk. And our fleets have now finally lined up and is ready for its next order. Let's move you guys a little closer. So we got some little ships. Or actually, those are their ironclads there. Okay, so I'm thinking these three take on them. These three take on them. And really, this guy can kind of stay in the middle and sort of provide supporting fire to either side, because they're going to need help. So again, speed this process up a little bit. Sometimes just out of range, but I wonder if we can kind of spook them. Oh, dang, that actually hit. It looked like it was out of range. There's their ironclad. Maybe we can kind of hit them as well. Maybe we can kind of spook them out of their formation. Oh, where did... What happened? It's weird how that camera just kind of bugged out there. There we go. Now they're spinning in circles. They're like, ah! That's right. You didn't expect first person, Sean. Kind of cheap. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta do whatever you gotta do to win. Wonder if we can, and I can't see that ironclad there, but maybe. That fell way too short. All right. Let's move them up. They're like right outside of range. So let's see, we've got about that much. We're going to just go with our normal strategy here, guys. Come in and swing out. Looks like they are repositioning here. Go ahead and flip them out. Looks like they're actually coming to meet us, which is great, because that actually helps us. Nope. You move. Alright, you. Yep. Show them your broadside, guys. Let's move you out. Get that fast reload. Be careful, don't hit our ironclad. Be careful, guys, that's what I just said. You too. I don't need any crossfire. Alright, let's keep this clean. There we go. One down. And rather extravagantly, if I don't mind saying. Let's focus our fire, guys. Let's show these guys that they are in the wrong waters. Oh! Oh, man. Oh, my gosh. Woo! That one's down. Oh, we have one on fire. Alright, no worries, guys. No worries. You guys are doing great. You be careful, right? We don't need friendly fire. That's what I'm saying, right? Bang! These guys just plain old surrendered. Sometimes it says surrendered, but that really just means sunk. These guys are hanging on. This ironclad is too. Need to move you into range. Okay. All that's left is Kotatsu class. Putting into battle. Yeah, you guys just need to run. Oh! Woo! That was pretty impressive. One sec, guys. Okay. Not bad. And hey, look, we captured a couple of ships. Don't mind if I do. Let's see. We are, actually all of our ships did really well. They didn't really take on a lot of damage. So let's These are the only ones that really got damaged, so we'll bring them back.
Setting sail, sir. Ready for orders.
And those were, of course, the guys we just captured. Cool. Hopefully they'll think twice now. This is our ocean. Ours over here. You can have this side for now. For now. But now again, here's our main dilemma. What do we do here? And which army do we want to unload? Here we've got our Republican Guard infantry, which I'm kind of excited. I haven't used any of them in battle yet. We've used our Republican infantry, but not our Guard.
Up to your service.
Your orders, sir.
What would make a better defensive unit?
Your orders, my lord. Ready for orders.
And we do have another ship we're going to have to take out. Let's use this to knock out the coastal defenses. And forgive me, guys. I'm seeing a weird, like, arrow deal here, so I'm trying to attack the dry dock. Right-click to attack port. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to figure out a way to take out these defenses. And that just looks like it's going to make them, like, go all the way around, and I don't really want that. Okay. Here we go. Bangity bang. Let's deploy our forces. We want them to attack.
Setting sail, sir.
Oh, come on, guys.
Disembarking. Strike them down.
Awesome sauce. And just for fun.
That is impossible.
Oh, right. They've already done something. Okay, so we're going to take it this way. And we have lots of money again to use. Oh my gosh, look at this. They're all just like chilling, like basically just waiting for Tamba to fall. It just looks like they're just patient. Like, don't worry, guys. We have time.
Yes, my lord.
We'll go ahead, assassinate the geisha.
Death will take.
I know that seems a little cruel. Honestly, it is a little bit. However, the geishas are able to prevent your troops from coming to battle, which is quite cruel in and of itself. So, there. It's right. I must say, putting myself just even in the shoes in this video game of like somebody who has to make military decisions, I can't imagine how hard that is sometimes. How do you balance winning with, you know, making the right choices, you know? Sometimes they're forced to make decisions that are very conflicting and can be very challenging. And so my hat's off to those out there in the world that do their best to try to keep places safe and all that, because I'm sure that it can be a hard job trying to figure out just exactly what ought to be done to keep people safe. But my only word is that, of course, right will always be right, wrong will always be wrong.
Waiting for orders.
So, you know, that's something that I think everybody should always keep in mind. I don't know. That's just that's my wisdom for the day. And even then, I feel like I was just basically blabbing. So, you know. All right, we've got a little bit more info here. I think this battle, Tajima, I think we've got it. We can go ahead and take these guys out. Yep. Toyooka! The Battle of Toyooka! Oh, look at that. We have a fancy hill with some forests. Go ahead and start that deployment. And we have lots of cannons. And cannons, guys. Cannons are fun. Man, and look at that. I don't think I've ever fielded this many artillery units all at once. Maybe we can kind of drop them a little bit more into cover. Although it doesn't really matter because they're going to be firing the whole time. But then we have a nice little surprise waiting for them. Oh, right, yeah, and I forgot I've got my... my unit selection highlighter off. And I didn't think that was going to be such a big change, but it actually makes it a lot more challenging because then you think you're commanding a unit and you don't always do that. So, you know, I'm trying to increase the challenge here because, well, I just think it's called for, guys. Just trust me on that one.
Today, sir, we attack.
Open fire, guys, and have fun. That's the most important thing. Whoa. They're coming at it with the cavalry. You may fire when ready. And don't just stand there, guys. What y'all doing? That's not what I told you to do. Alright. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they're coming in fast, guys. They know. They know they gotta run for their lives here. I didn't realize they got parrot guns themselves. But hopefully our artillery will show their guys in a thing or two. Whew. Oh man, that entire unit's gone. Oh, wait, they got 2. Alright. They're running though. I would too. I really would too. Yeah, look at that. Whew. Man, you got headphones on? That is an experience. Oh. What? Little overshot there. Bang! That was a hit, man. Man. You know what? These guys might be kind of foolish for even trying this, but my hat's off to them because they are really trying, guys. They are really trying. And we'll kind of move our units a bit.
Victory is assured, sir.
Whew. Can you imagine being one of these guys? Oh man, they're about to be in range. There it is. Gosh. sharpshooters are hanging back. Got a couple of line infantry units. Yeah, we need to move these guys out. Swing them out, guys. They running, guys. They running. Woo. Look, man. Stupid, but that was, I commend them, man. They're brave. They're brave. I'm just gonna call it what it is. "12 units lost, guys. Let's see. Of course, our Armstrong guns, man. They really, they killed it. Ooh, yeah. Gotta love the dark puns, man. That's sometimes my own sense of humor, man. It surprises me. But you know, you gotta embrace the shadow, as Carl Jung says. So, good work, guys. Good work. We left 9 of them standing, which basically means none.
Ready for battle. Orders received. At once. At your march.
So, the interesting thing about that
At your service.
is that now that we've slaughtered those troops, they actually have a lot more money. They have a lot more money that they can raise more troops, and maybe they'll give this guy a run for his money. But let's try to keep this guy going, guys, because we're getting close to an hour, but I want to see if I can squeeze in maybe one more kind of cool thing before we get there. So we've moved these soldiers out. We've pretty much maxed out our spending. We have this army landed. We have the other army landed. We're recruiting units over here. The only thing that we really have left is to maybe find somewhere to spend a little money on. We've got... in Tsukushi, that used to be, at one time, our wealthiest place. So maybe we can... and we've actually already maxed out its income potential. I'd say... what's the best thing to put here? What have we got here? We've got a military academy. And what do we have? We have a dojo here. Maybe putting some cannons? Might not be such a bad idea. Let's see, what sort of bonuses do we get eventually off of things like this? Just public order. Yeah, we'll build a cannon range. Maybe we might need to ship some up someday. So, we've maxed this out. We're slowly allowing our shinobi to make his deadly path over to Inaba and free this region of the Otowaran agents that are working against it. And we're going to see what happens here once we click this magic button. Looks like the Yodo are moving towards the, I believe, Setsu border. Some interesting movements amongst the the Shogunal forces. Lots of fun stuff happening in Tamba, as usual. Now, of course, it's an AI, but the one thing I do commend the Shogunal forces is working together as one big unit. I think it's kind of cool to see different entities working as one. Of course, it's how the game is programmed to run, because they're all on one side now. But I think, you know, it's really cool to see that. I like to see different groups of people, different kinds of people, or just different people all together working together for a common goal. So, you know, I think cooperation is a really important thing. I'm playing a war game, right? But obviously, this is a video game, right? I think it's great that there's a big movement in our world today to try to come together. So I just really can't not give you guys the life lessons. Otherwise, would it be a Shaughnessly video, right? Would it even really be? But anyway, yeah. Look around you, see who you are surrounded by, and see what kind of common goals you all can work together on. Even if you're different, what kind of things can you work together in? We have a ninja coming our way to Setsu. We have another one. He's ready. He knows. And a master ninja at that. Sadasuke. Kind of reminds me of Sasuke from Naruto, if anybody's ever seen that. Man. Okay.
We cannot sail there. At your command.
Oh, this army got sabotaged. We're gonna have to take out that shinobi. So
Ready for orders.
let's see if we can disable this port one more time.
Flatten them. At your command.
Wasn't quite enough to
The ship cannot go there.
drop down the ninja. We're already having some trouble here. Not in the way I'd expect either, but good for them. And I'm almost proud of my enemy. I guess that's like where that weird sense of honor comes in whenever you watch like those 1800s movies and like the generals are always like super polite and you're like, how could you kind of like, they seem like so respectful, which is, you don't want to dehumanize your enemies, although that's a strategy that's used all the time, but you almost wonder, it's like, wow, they're like complimenting each other almost like, that was a great shot, sir, you really did a good job in killing my men. It's like, almost seems a little out there, but hey, sometimes you gotta give credit where it's due, right? Anyway, let's see if we can get our shinobi to do his job. Oh, it didn't work, but thankfully he didn't get killed in the process, because that can happen.
On the move, sir.
We're getting close to an hour. I may just like wrap up with one more turn here and just call it a day. Oh, look at that, guys. We got a pretty big army waiting for us here. They are not going to be happy about us taking Ise.
Up to your command.
Wait a sec, I thought we had the range. Alright. So, anyway, what should I do, guys?
Ready for orders.
Ready for orders.
This port's still knocked out.
Sir.
This town is still technically out of, let's move him, like, right there.
Moving out. We still have a good wind.
Okay. I think our best move really is to engage this army, because if they trail us, then we're going to be in a real world of hurt once we get to Castle Town 2. So
Your orders, sir.
let's put our navy within range.
All hands on deck.
Can we move our agent out? No, he's not.
We cannot sail there.
Not going to be able to do that. But we will be able to take out this army. And I think that's exactly what we ought to do. So
Yes, my lord.
we're at an hour right now. Sometimes these battles can go a long time. Maybe this is just a better stopping point. I'm not sure, guys. I'm not really sure. Kind of thinking about wrapping it up. I mean, we're kind of at a standstill over here. We're in trouble because our fleet's going to take some attrition.
Your orders, sir.
Well, maybe. Who knows?
Destroy them!
Okay.
Treading softly. Time to show.
Guys, let's see. What's really the best thing to do right now? Keep this going or let this be our next episode start? You know what? Alright guys, as much as I wanted to do something else, we're going to just call it right here. Because the reason why I want to do that is because I know that many episodes we have to kind of go through some campaign stuff, which I find fascinating, but I know it's probably more exciting to most people to just watch the battles. And I want to give you guys that right from the start tomorrow. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to just call it right here for our turn. I'd say that our biggest victory was, of course, here off of the coast of Kii when we battled the Otowaran army, or navy. And it looks like they've got another one that somehow slipped past us. We're going to need to go chase down. We've also made some good headway. We're having a little trouble. This is a good little plot, like a plot twist or a good kind of point to hang on here. We're not only suffering winter attrition, but we've also been sabotaged by an enemy ninja, which means that our general, all his men, are in danger of not only not going anywhere, but also getting killed by the sabotage of the ninja. And we can't even drop down ours to fight back yet. He himself being a master shinobi. So we'll see the duel. We will hopefully see the duel and victory of our shinobi. We'll see our army start to move out next turn. We should also see the invasion of Ise, perhaps even setting up the invasion of Owari next. And from there, just continuing the defense of Setsu. It looks like they're about to throw a pretty big army at us. So we're going to need to be ready for that. And we'll go from there, guys. So again, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a like. If you want to comment, of course, comments are open. I'm always happy to reply, so feel free to leave a comment. If you're interested in keeping up with this series, you can turn on notifications so that you can see when we do this. I've been doing it every day now this week, 1 hour episodes about, so feel free to follow along, go through the old videos. I've got timestamps, so if you want to just see the top key moments of every episode and kind of catch up and see what we've gone through to get where we are, you can do that. Please, of course, if you like this stuff, subscribe. I have other videos that will eventually be coming. I'm considering splitting this channel into just a gaming and entertainment channel. I also do like religion, philosophy, psychology kind of things, even politics, basically social sciences. So I'm considering creating a second channel for things like that, just because I know it's kind of a weird mix, but maybe we'll put it together. Who knows? Who cares? That's something I still have yet to decide. So at least if you like video games and like watching playthroughs, give a subscribe. If you're interested in other things like that, let me know what you'd be interested in. Would you like to see it on one channel or in a separate channel? And again, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I appreciate your support, and we will catch up another time. All right, Shaughnessy out.